Hello, my friends, and I don't know why I felt like doing this, but I feel like doing this anyway. By the time I put this up, it'll be around April. So I'm doing this ahead of time just to get it all out of my system since it's been over a year since my mother passed. And I had this in my backlog of pictures. Now this is her before, long before she got hit with Alzheimer's. I think I stated this before, but I'm stating this a second time for those who hadn't heard the first time. I consider my mom in life to be a Nadeshiko. In Japanese terminology, that means the ideal woman. She was not only a wonderful mother in life, but she also tried her best at being a wonderful wife to my dad and even the old man. Because mind you, my dad in life was he was a security guard for the county of Los Angeles. He passed away when I was 13. It happened during the summer. I forgot what year it was, but I'm pretty sure it was around 1993, I believe. And since then, it has been my mother, my cousin, and the old man before he got older was helping us out. I pretty much didn't have much to do because most of everything that was taken care of, she took care of it. She was one of those type of women that were independent to a point. But basically, after all that, she said, "No, don't worry about it." So, as I said, I tried to carry on in life. And mind you, this is like years after I graduated high school. I mean, when all this happened, everything pretty much snowballed right after Dad passed. I mean, she got older and she got sicklier. And for what it was worth, she tried. But she couldn't keep up, and I tried helping, but of course, in the end, it was a disease that took her out. The very person in life, basically, because of her, she's the reason why I am who I am now. Because of her, she's the one that truly inspired me to do Let's Plays. On top of that, it's because of her that I never really did the so-called stereotypical things like do drugs, drink alcohol, smoke, that sort of thing. Never did anything like that. because of her, she kept me on the straight and narrow path. Which to this day is a task for some women who, you know, go into parenthood without warning, and for the most part, they put all the blame on their children at a young age. They always tell them to shut up and whatnot. My mom never did that to me. Whenever I had a problem, I came to her. And even nearing the end of her life, the last talk I had with her, it was around mid 2017 when she was in Sentinella. It might have been somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure I remember she was in a hospital of some sort. And the last thing I mentioned, and the last thing I said to her, the last few words I said before her health declined fully, I told her that everything that happened to me concerning my hardships, it wasn't her fault. And I told her that. I said, Mom, don't blame yourself for everything that happened to me. You're not to blame. I said, I want to let you know that before anything else happens, I want you to know that you're not the cause of all my hardships in life. And the last thing I remember was she smiled. It was a weak smile, but it was a smile nonetheless, because truly and honestly, well, she did the best she could. And mind you, when that was taken, that was before, I was a hefty guy, Despite me being tall, I was just very hefty. My clothes were slightly bigger than me. And my stomach was at one point out. But now, after quite some time, it's smaller. I'm a smaller size, but still I'm still the same size. But just, as body weight go and everything, because I walk a lot and I do exercise, well, considering that walking is exercise, I've been smaller since, and even after the stroke that I had last year, it hasn't stopped me from living. And as you can tell, I'm still doing Let's Plays. And what I'm doing is not only that, but seeking a career in voice acting, which I'm already doing because I'm putting in, I'm putting in a lot of auditions, as well as putting, reels together of what I've done. And, the only thing I can do right now, and at this point, is continue to live, to still be myself. Because I wouldn't want to be someone that I'm not. Yeah, my persona is the Tenkaichi, but it's not only my persona. It is something I live by. Not have to live by, but it's something that I carry with pride. See, the Tenkaichi is not just a name, but it is more like Well, it's more like a way of life. For those who don't know what Tenkaichi means, it means unique. It also means the best of the best. And that's what I want to be. The best I can be for myself and to myself, for myself and to myself. Because people are going to see that. They're going to see, I'm doing the best I can. I'm giving the best I can give. That's something that is a rarity in this day and age. And people don't see that because, this generation is too entitled to do nothing. They should have everything on a silver platter. And it's like this. Both my parents worked for the city of Los Angeles. Now, I may never reach the pinnacles that they were in their time. But in my own right, I want to reach my own level of satisfaction. I want to be content with what I do. And not just because, oh, hey, well, we give you this job, but, no, I want to be content with what I do. I want to be satisfied with the results that end up being. Like I say, doing videos is part of that, because mainly when you do videos like the ones I do for over 10 years. I've been doing Let's Plays for, a decade. I started in 2010, and it's damn near close to 2020. So yeah, that means in the year 20XX, I'll still be doing Let's Plays. Even after all the craziness that I'm going through right now, I'm still doing what I can for myself. And if people can't see that, well, then that means they're just SOL, aren't they? Like I said, by the time I put this up, it'll be around April. And I probably will put this up around my mom's birthday, which is April 5th. And that's on a Friday. So ahead of time, I'm doing this just because if I hadn't aired this out, I should have aired this out. But it's been some time because, a lot has happened over the course of 2018. And after all this that has been going on, and mind you, it's still 2019. I figure I should do this. I should say what my mom did for me. How she impacted my life. And she impacted my life in such a great sense because it was because of her she introduced me to video games. It's because of her that she got me into playing the obscure types of video games. It was because of her that she influenced my life into becoming an author. It was because of her that she has given me a fond appreciation of music, because at one point she was one of the Delta Harmonettes, as I remember my aunts telling me that, or I think my mom told me that. Either way, they were once a musical group. And the funny thing is, my Aunt Daisy is the last one left. Out of the great four aunts, she's the only one left that's still among my family in this world. Now, I'm pretty sure when all is said and done, when I get a lot of spare time to get past all this, I wouldn't mind wanting to see her, spend time with her, and, check in on how she's doing and whatnot. Just so I wouldn't worry about when she goes. I'll remember her as she was. Just like the way I remember my mom is the way I want to see her. The last thing I want to do is, I don't want to see my mom the way she ended up. But this is how I want to remember her. As a strong, independent woman. She was a hard worker, but very humble. She tried to help as many people as she could during the time she had the ability and strength to do it. And that is something that is a rarity in this world. I want to do the same thing for those who feel the same way, they need help. And not in the sense that, that she did it, but in a different sense that I can do it in my own way. As being a mentor or a friend, a confidant, that sort of thing. Hell, even being a teacher, that's something else too. But in all aspects, that's what I want to do in life, as well as in the future, wherever my path takes me. And I'm pretty sure I can still continue on doing what I'm doing, even if supposedly if I'm still at this place, my home, that's been my home for 39 years. So who knows? Who knows in the far future, in 5 years from now, I might be somewhere else, in a better place, in a better residence than this home, but it will still remind me of home. But I'll be very much appreciative of where I am and how far I've come to make it more of a reality, to where I want to live comfortably. Sleep peacefully. And of course, eat happily. Because the one thing I'm entitled to is peace for myself and peace to myself. I'm entitled to that. I can truly say I am entitled to having peace for myself and to myself, as well as being successful in life and being able to share with my family and friends, be they close or abroad. So with that, usually I would be playing Pac-Man at this point in time, but I feel like I honestly just don't feel like doing a Pac-Man video. But more like it just had I just had to do something, and I felt the need was there, and I had to do it because I felt like doing it. It was in my heart, and I feel a lot better for doing such a thing. So with that said, I have been your friendly neighborhood Tenkaichi. Ichigo Musko, aka, well, me, PI7, you know me better as Izzy, and I will see you next time with more great content. So, thanks for listening and watching, and I shall see you next time. Take care, everybody. Tenkai Muso.